Hi everyone, it's Kirsten here from Kirsten Foss Coaching for a Thursday Spa Business Break. So just a little recap in terms of Thursday Spa Business Breaks, where we talk about your business and all of the aspects, particularly the systems or maybe lack of systems in your business, and give you tips and guidance and advice about how to actually get your spa business more systematized and organized so it's actually efficient, because when it's efficient, it's actually going to be making you some money and you're actually going to enjoy what you're doing with your team and with clients. So today's conversation is about, can you take time off during the summer? So this is actually kind of talking about how our industry is generally in terms of being able to take time off for summer vacation. We're in a very weird time, of course, with COVID. Many of you have already had a lot of time off, but it wasn't necessarily vacation time. There's a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry. And of course, nobody's traveling right now anyways, or shouldn't be traveling. So, when I'm talking about vacation now, this could also just mean staycation. It could mean just having time off in the summer with your kids. What a concept. Rather than putting them in camps or, having to have a babysitter or daycare, that kind of thing. Or maybe you want to have more time for yourself in the summer. So there's all sorts of reasons why you would want to take time off in the summer, and not just maybe a week, which is often kind of as long as most spa owners can take off without having a huge amount of anxiety, because where you are right now with your business, and I'll talk about the two different models. We got teams and we have solo practitioners. If you were to take time off, say, COVID isn't an issue. So we're going to be talking about next summer. So if COVID, we're hoping that there's some kind of, whether it is kind of runs its course or there's a vaccine or something, but we're getting back to normal, and in which there could be time to travel. But like I said, this could just be extra time at home. But when you think about doing that, it probably gives you a fair amount of anxiety, because you're like, oh my God, I'm there all the time and it's still a total gong show, and I can't trust leaving this because it's going to all fall apart. I deal with fires every day. I deal with something every week. And that does not instill a huge amount of trust in you to be able to actually take more than a week off. Like, can you imagine taking at least 2 weeks off? Just 2 weeks. Like, when you think about when you've had vacation or time off, it takes you at least 5-6 days to actually just start relaxing. So if you only have 1 week vacation, you're just starting to relax and you got to head back. Whereas if you're able to take at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whoa, what about 4 weeks? Taking 4 weeks vacation? That probably just makes your head spin, and you're probably like, yeah, no way, no how, that is not even a possibility. But I am here today to tell you that it is possible, but there are definitely caveats here. Now, where you are now with things, like I was saying, you're probably putting out fires on a regular basis, kind of feeling like you're, things are on the fly a lot, and not having that confidence that you could leave your team to run the business. So I want to talk about how to actually do this. Now, I first want to preface, because I'm going to be talking about spa business systems, I want to preface that systems are absolutely self-care for you, for your mental health, for your energy level, but it's also self-care for your business. So if you don't have documented policies, if you don't have documented systems that you train your team at, if you're not constantly, if you're not keeping those, like if you teach the system, but you don't really follow up with your team members, so it kind of is a half-assed system that kind of tends to fall apart. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about having very structured systems and processes for your business so that your team can literally, when you're training them, they've got the verbal that you're sharing with them, but they also have written documentation. I would actually be recommending that you guys are doing video training for people, because everybody learns a little differently. But once you have created repeatable well-designed systems that give you those repeatable spa business results that you want from your goals, that is self-care for your business, because your business should be working for you. Isn't that the whole point of us getting into this industry? Some of us definitely wanted to work with clients one-on-one, but at the end of the day, you really need your business to work for you. In meaning, like, having these systems and the structure set up so that it gives you these repeatable results, so that if you go away, they still give you the repeatable results, as long as they're being nurtured by the people that are still there at the spa. All right. So if you feel like you're flying by the seat of your pants in your business, I'm going to say that either you don't have, you might have systems, but they might not be good enough, because of course we can have really bad systems and that give horrible results all the time. So what I'm talking about here is organizational efficiencies. I'm talking about going through all of the processes in your business, from marketing to the guest experience, to recruiting, to hiring, to training, looking at each of those and what that system looks like. And that's what the system is giving you at the end of it. All right. So remember, I will keep flogging this horse that systems are self-care. They're self-care for you. They're self-care for your business. So please do not discount the power of getting your business organized. All right. All right, so how do you make a 4-week vacation next summer an actual reality? Well, it's not going to happen by just hoping and wishing it into existence, because you'll be here next summer, same time next summer, and you still will not be able to take time off with your kids or go away with your partner, or just have a little nice staycation at home where you're just chilling and enjoying your backyard and hanging out with friends, okay? So it needs to be, you need to really look at this and work at it. It also means that you're going to have to stay committed and focused on this project. And I want you to look at systematizing your business as a project. Now, I find that it takes most spas at least 6 months to put together, to analyze their business, to figure out what's not working, to start tweaking this and putting in place systems that they need to work. So I find it usually takes about 6 months to kind of get all of those processes together. Now, if you are still in a treatment room, then it's going to probably take you a little bit longer, because of course you have your client work, you have your team work, you have admin work that you need to do. And so in that admin work, never mind this, the day-to-day, the week-to-week stuff, this is the project that you would want to be working on. And so what I'm saying is, block time off in your schedule to work on systematizing your business. All right, so the next action step with this is to basically plan out your next year. How many weeks of vacation do you want? Do you want to have a full 4 weeks next summer? Do you want to have 4 weeks right after Christmas? Do you want to split it up? Do you want 3 weeks after Christmas, 3 weeks in the summer? You really just need to determine, what is ideal for you. What would you like to do? And then start reverse engineering things. So once you've figured out the vacation that you want for next year, and I'm doing this myself right now as well. So I see Delia's watching. Delia is my manager, and we've already been talking about what we want our vacations to look like for December and then for next summer. So you need to plan it out. So don't think that you can just in May next year, kind of hope that it's going to be organized enough that you can take vacation. You got to really map it out. All right, so once you've decided how much vacation you want, then it's time to figure out what to do, back up all the steps in order to get there. So one of the first things I recommend, and I got this from this book, Run Like Clockwork. If you've watched some of my videos before, I'm a huge Mike Michaelowicz fan. His book, Run Like Clockwork, was out, I'll back this off. This came out last year. And myself and another Esty Bestie, we actually went through this book chapter by chapter and really studied it and did the action steps on it. And so one of the things that you need to do if you're like, how the heck am I going to take a 4-week vacation in 2020? One of the places that you want to start is doing a time audit on yourself. Now with Run Like Clockwork, I believe that they have, when you buy the book, there is a link in here that will give you a URL to some of their tools. And one of their tools is called the 4D Clockwork. And they have a little spreadsheet for you, but essentially what it's doing is you need to track a week of your time. What are you doing at work? What are you doing in your admin time? And I will guarantee there's probably a lot of wasted time. And I also guarantee there's probably tasks on there that you're doing that you should not be doing. Meaning that they're low-level tasks that could absolutely and should be delegated to someone else while you are working on higher level tasks. All right. So I highly recommend that you pick up this book if you're wanting to figure out how to get your business organized to run like clockwork so you can take a 4-week vacation. This is a really great book to help start making this plan and actually doing the action steps. All right, so now spa specific stuff. If you have a team, if you have a team and you don't have either a lead esthetician or a lead receptionist, or if you don't have a spa manager, then you are going to need throughout this year to make a plan on training one of your team members, ideally someone who already is showing some personal leadership. And you're going to need to create a plan to train them as a lead esthetician or a lead receptionist so that there's somebody on staff while you're away that can be responsible for the day-to-day stuff. Now, if something goes completely sideways at work, of course, you'll probably be, weighing in on that if you happen to be on your 4-week vacation. But I'm just talking about the normal day-to-day stuff that once a lead SD or a lead receptionist is trained could quite easily take over the time that you need to be at the spa. All right. So the other aspect of having a lead esthetician or a lead receptionist trained to manage while you're away is it's great backup. Like, what if you get sick? Not just physical illness, but what if you are really struggling with mental health and you need a break? This is where having, somebody you can lean on in terms of management, not necessarily dumping it all on them, but giving them some extra responsibilities, training them throughout the year so that they can handle running the spa while you're away. It has added benefits if something else goes sideways that you've got somebody on your team that's a backup for you. Okay. And the other point I want to make about that is that could also be a process to have a spa manager as a position. So if you want to spend this next year getting the stuff together to train and have a lead receptionist ready for next summer, that you could carry that through and train them to become a spa manager so that you can now shift in from spa manager up into more of a visionary and leadership role, and your lead esthetician or your lead receptionist can move into spa management. So it's a really nice way to step into growing your leadership team and for you to kind of step into more of a visionary role. Or maybe you want to take some steps back out of your business. That's okay too. Now, if you're a solo spa owner, taking a 4-week vacation, that's just a little bit trickier, but it just means needs to be a little bit more planning in terms of how many weeks do you want to take off. And then also, what is your financial goal for the year? So it just means that you're going to have less time to earn that money. But what I find on a regular basis is that once we break it down, it's actually quite doable. So if you want to hit the $100,000 mark this year as a solo and you still want to take a 4 weeks vacation, then that means that you are going to need to, you're going to need to earn that $100,000 in 48 weeks instead, right? So, and once you reverse engineer that, it's your numbers actually are pretty clear for you. So that just may mean if you're a solo, if you're looking at those numbers and going, ooh, those are kind of high for per month that I need to be earning, that's also an opportunity that you might have a little bit of work to do on your kind of strategic position of your business. So maybe you might need to do pricing, redo your pricing strategy, increase your prices. That might mean that you want to look at your market positioning in order to earn more. So maybe you are a generalist as an esthetician and you really like skin. This could be the time to shift into primarily skincare. So you're earning more money per month, and you can still take that 4-week vacation. You might also need to be reevaluating, and that's part of the pricing strategy. You might need to reevaluate your cost per treatment. You might actually not even realize you're not even profitable because your service costs are too high and you're not charging enough. So as a solo, it really just means kind of doing a little bit more number crunching because you don't have other team members to be there to take over or to kind of pick up the slack there. So if you're looking for a 4-week vacation, then you got to get organized. That's really what this is about. It's doable, but it means that you probably will have to change some of your own leadership habits. And that may mean that you want to, if you struggle to do stuff on your own, maybe you do have somebody that you put into a lead esthetician role, lead receptionist, and you can start working together on these kinds of plans. Maybe it means you need a mentor or a business coach to help you walk you through this because, it can be totally overwhelming. I mean, that's primarily what I do in my private coaching is that I walk spas through creating custom systems for their business, okay? I definitely recommend that you pick up Clockwork if you're trying to figure out like, oh my gosh, how do I even get a vacation? You have to have your business running like clockwork. It needs to be organized. It needs to be systematized. It needs to be analyzed consistently to make sure those organizational efficiencies are still correct. Okay. Now, if you are a spa with a team and it feels like a kind of a big bit of a mess and disorganized, one of the first things I recommend that you need is a staff handbook, which outlines your policies and some of your kind of internal procedures, but it's mostly a document that outlines the relationship between you and your team members, okay? The other document, as far as getting organized, is to have an operations manual. Now, you want to have operations for reception, you want to have operations for aesthetics. If you have massage therapy, same kind of thing. What this looks like is a document that, say if you wanted to franchise your business, it's your operations manual that is the gold. Your operations manual is set up so that if somebody new comes into the business, they could literally read step by step or watch videos on how to open and close the spa, how to set up a treatment room, how to transition guests between service providers, how to sell product, how to do a consultation. So when all of those are very clearly documented and trained, you get a team that's all working towards the same thing. They're all doing the same thing. All right. Okay. So if you need either of those manuals, I do sell them. They're like a template that you can go in and customize for yourself. I also use these templates for all of my private coaching clients. So if you want more hand-holding and don't want to just do it on your own, then definitely connect with me and we'll set up a call to chat about what is going on with your business and what you're struggling with and how those two manuals specifically. And I also have a spa manager manual. How those manuals specifically, how to use them and how to implement them with your team. And then finally, the other option is to get on my wait list for my Spa Teams Foundations e-course coming in the fall. And what I've done is essentially I've broken down my private coaching program and I'm creating it into a do-it-yourself e-course. And the first one is Spa Leadership Breakthrough and walking through the spa team handbook. So I will be on video going through the handbook and telling you different things you can consider, things you cannot miss, things you can skip. And if you're really struggling to figure out like even what policies to have in your business, that staff handbook that I have, the template, answers a lot of questions for you. So whatever level you are looking for support, reach out for it, whether it's, with an SD Bestie to work together, whether it's working with me or somebody else that you know and trust. If you want something, if you want this 4-week vacation next year and not have to constantly be at the spa, it's time to get your business running like clockwork. All right, go get the book. It's really good. It's easy to read. All right, we'll see you actually, I won't see you next Thursday for another spa business break. I will see you the Thursday after. I'm taking a little bit of spaciousness in my summer this year. My aunt is unwell, and I just want to be available to take her to her treatments, and just in case I need to stay with her as well. I wanted that flexibility to not have so much work on my plate. And I've set up my business to do so. So I have a great team, and if I'm unavailable, they know exactly what to do. All right, everyone, take care, and we'll see you live here in 2 weeks' time. Otherwise, there's tons of resources here on Facebook Live and tons of resources on my website on kirstenfoss.com. We will see you in a few weeks. See you then.